All right, Buccaneers fans, with all this talk about what's coming up this week against Carolina, what our playoff scene is going to be, who we're going to face in the playoffs, forget all that just for a minute. Let's look ahead to the future. So, we all know what our schedule for the next year is, right? We take on every NFC West opponent, we take on every AFC North opponent, and we get matches with Green Bay and Dallas since we're number one in standings in our conference with them. Green Bay has the number one in the NFC North. Dallas has the number one in the NFC East. So we're facing those guys in our schedule for next season. But let's talk about the 17th opponent that we're going to face from the AFC. Now, this season, we faced AFC East opponents, and we had one AFC South opponent, and that was the Indianapolis Colts. And based on the way we scheduled through those guys, we cycled through them on a AFC South, AFC West, AFC East, and AFC North. If we're facing AFC North opponents, then chances are we're going to face an AFC West opponent, most likely the Kansas City Chiefs next season. So look forward to another chapter of Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes and look to see how that's going on. But what if that 17th opponent is not clear cut? What if maybe they do like a little counterclockwise motion to the whole thing that we have? Like one day we get like an AFC South opponent like the Indianapolis Colts, then draw back to the AFC North. So we could have a situation where next year, as we're facing all the AFC North opponents, like the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, if the 17th opponent was nebulous, we could have a situation potentially where we could face the Cincinnati Bengals twice and see some great matchups between Tom Brady and Joe Burrow, with one game playing at home and the other game playing away. Kind of like a divisional rival game. That might bring some interesting results to the table. Could the Houday Bengals actually get an edge over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady? Or could Tom Brady work his magic, toss up a couple touchdowns, 400 passing yards, and lead his high-scoring Buccaneers to wins both times against the Cincinnati Bengals? Only time will tell on our schedule. Only time will tell. And we'll see whether we have our realistic switching of the guards of like AFC South to AFC West in addition with our AFC North, or if we could have a scenario where we face Joe Burrow twice. Think about that.